Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to 2 Point Campus. We are back in Molten Rock, the second level of the medical school expansion DLC. And yeah, we've done a lot of redevelopment here. I've nailed down some new blueprints, so you're going to see some of them today. And we now have like a pretty much fully functioning medical campus with plenty of rooms for our patients, so we shouldn't get too many throttling queues. So we're going to do a quick overview of what we've done here. So we now have an injection room here, which I can duplicate. I've now saved the blueprint, so that's all good. And then over here, our thumping therapy is in place as well. We've got a ward as well as 3 head clinics because things were getting a little bit out of control in that room there, and a new psychiatry. Now, all of these have now been saved as blueprints, so it should be a lot easier for me to drop stuff in when necessary. The other things, we've got some like toilets and showers here. These were just custom designs because they were to fill in gaps in the campus layout. Same with this staff room here. Then I've got 2 private tuitions, which again are blueprinted, a pastoral care and a medical office, which are also blueprints. I've designed some new dormitories for medical-based students with a bunch of stuff in there to help enrich them. And of course, my dorm mastery, which is kind of like a neutral dormitory with a bunch of different things in for different archetypes and stuff. And then our pièce de résistance, the library, which comes, if I just show you the blueprint of this, it comes with a load of space in there. So I can't build it because I don't have enough money, but if I grab my library, you can see here the cap is 16 students, and it gives an 8% boost from just being placed down to your student's learning rate. And you can see we've got some decorative pieces in here as well, but also there's loads of space to add additional bookcases in there as well. And that's basically what I've done. I've tried to create something that would be functional moving forward for creating campuses, as well as having a bunch of different themed dormitories, which again, with medical school, it has all of the items that they require for their courses in there. So if we just pop over to our course management here, you can see what is required of them. And everything is now filled up in there. A lot of it is stuff that takes place in libraries and the actual rooms themselves. The injection bookcase we don't actually have yet. I should probably add that one in as well. But as you can see, pretty much everything is fulfilled for them. And we move on then. We are in our next year, about to start our new academic year. We've got 7 plots left to get before we unlock the 3-star objectives. We're going to fail this island trial because I don't have a training room, so that's just going to have to happen. And once we get a bit more money in, we can actually start working on our training room. So the injection bookcase comes in as a requirement already, and we just need to find somewhere in this library. The one thing I have noticed about the medical school expansion is you are going to need a lot of bookcases. So we could actually, we'll get rid of one of the bookcases, the standard ones that we have, and pop down the injection one right there. And that will give us the fulfillment that we need. But other than that, everything's looking good. We've pretty much done everything that our students require of us, and now we just need to get on with things. Here come our new students. If we just have a quick look, do we need a new dormitory? We do. So as soon as I got some money, we'll duplicate that. They want a claw at love machine, which I do have the money to put down, so we'll stick that over here where we've got a bunch of other arcade machines. Lots of tables and stuff for them to sit at, as well as the kiosks as requested. But we don't have the staff to actually facilitate the usage of these items yet. So we are going to need to do that. But the first thing I want to do is start off a brand new marketing campaign for nursing, and hopefully that will complete that objective, unlock a brand new plot for us. Training staff members isn't going to happen, so we just need to be prepared for the failure that comes with that. And let's go over to our thumping therapy. I think we can probably go with curing thumping therapy patients as a new objective. So we'll grab that. And what else have we got here? A students graduating, winning 10 awards, upgrading a course to level 6, training 20 staff members. So I think, yeah, I think we've got objectives that are probably the best ones for us. I could go with attractiveness rating as well. In fact, let's actually get rid of the thumping therapy patients, and we will take on the average attractiveness rating. Then we'll just boost our attractiveness rating as best we can. At the moment, it's not going to look good because we've got fire everywhere. So we'll wait for our janitors to help us out cleaning up the place, and then we'll put some real effort into the attractiveness rating of the campus. Struggling now to finish off the decoration here. So we'll get rid of that, and I think we'll just have to wait until our janitors sort things out. That suggestion box we're not going to be able to do. Winning 10 awards we can't actually do until the end of the year, so I might actually abandon that and retake it towards the end of the year. What else have we got then? What can we grab? Campus level 20, level 16 students, train teachers to level 7, train 20 staff members, win awards, we're going to take that later on, upgrade a course to level 6. The attractiveness rating we have, campus level 25, that's a tough one. A+ students graduate, develop romances, cure 15 in a row, and cure 100 patients. Down here we have thumping therapy, rooms at 40% treatment power. Let's take the thumping therapy one on and see if we can actually do that over the course of the year. And yeah, 6 more plots to go, so we should get there. 2% more on the attractiveness rating one. Let's have a quick look and see if I can boost that a little bit further. With some posters, I guess. 84%. Actually, when they pick up this rock here... Yeah, we did it. Excellent. Great, that's another plot unlocked. So what we'll do is we'll take on... Do we have an A student graduating one? Train 20 staff members, A students graduate. We'll grab that because I think that will happen at the end of the year. And we'll keep an eye on this thumping therapy one, because if we can nail that one down, we should be okay. We have another island trial to train 3 staff members, so I'm seriously going to need to think about getting a training room sorted very quickly. I don't think we're going to cure 50 thumping therapy patients by the end of the year. So what I'll do is I'm going to take on now, because we are approaching the end of the year, we'll take on win 10 awards. We've got 5 left to get now. So if we get these 3 very quickly, we should be okay. Another thumping therapy room has been requested, but that is, again, because this is on fire. So let's get a janitor there as quickly as possible, and we'll upgrade that room as well. I think they're going to fix it. Yeah, they're sorting that out. Great, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump ahead to the end of the year, and I will try and get this chaos under control, and we will see how we are getting on for our new plots being unlocked. I will see you guys at the end of July. Okay, so we made it to the end of the year. We've unlocked 7 awards, which puts us well into our next objective. We've had 21 graduates with 68 continuing, an average exam result of 95%, which is fantastic. So you can see here we've won 7 of 10 awards. We have cured 50 thumping therapy patients, and our grades must have graduated as well, which takes us to 14 of 18. We've got 4 plots left to unlock. The awards isn't going to happen until the end of the next year. Thumping therapy, we started that quite late on, so I'm pretty confident that we're going to finish that this year. So that'll be really good. We then need to upgrade a course to level 6, train 20 staff members. Now that is the one that I'm going to take on now. That should get a really nice boost for us as well. We will be training quite extensively this year. You can see I've already started preparing my new training room, so we are going to finish fleshing this out, and then it will be good to go. So we want to get in our training monitors to boost the training power of the room. We will then queue up upgrades for all of these all of the training simulators for our staff. That should see us get even further towards our objective. Now, what I want to do as I'm going through adding these monitors is just double check that we are no longer, or for when we're getting the diminishing returns kicking in. I think filling up this entire wall, we'll probably not get any more, and the effectiveness will be null and void once they're all placed in. So that's something to be aware of. Let's just have a quick look at the training power. It's 7%. And that has definitely now topped out. We won't get any more from that. So we now start with our brain jars, which boosted to 15% there. 19, 22, 25, 27, 29, 31. It's only at like 2% of a boost now. Now we don't want to block off our items here. So 2%, 32, it's now 1%, 33. And I think we can't fit any more in now. 33%. Yeah, that is it for that. We're not going to get any more in there. So next we just need to start upgrading the training pods, and this should see us get some pretty high speed training coming in the next year. Now what I want to do is I want to just schedule in training for as many people as I can afford, but also we need to be aware of the fact that last year I didn't put in a brand new dormitory, so we are going to need to do that. So let's grab some medical themed dorms and we'll start putting those in. So we can fit one there, And we'll get a second one right next to the training room. That's not going to work. Let's go with... we will rotate this private tuition room to here. Excellent. And then we will add in a new generic dormitory. We'll put it... let's put one here. Gets rid of all of those tables, but what I'll do is I'll put some new ones in. We did want to do a little bit of a clear out in this area as well, so that's fine. We can get rid of these paintings. And then I will move the kiosks. We'll put one here, and then the ramen kiosk is going to go here. And then we'll add in the veggie kiosk can go there, and here the coffee kiosk will pop down directly across from the ramen kiosk. And then in this little area here, we can put our new tables and chairs and stuff, so that works out pretty well. We'll put a couple of frog bins in. We all like the frog bins. Then we will add in some tables. We don't need too many. We had quite a few at the start of this video, so we can just leave that as it is. Then we'll add in a couple of chairs and stuff here. And I will move the pom-pom tree. We'll get rid of it, actually. And we'll get rid of this one as well. And we've got a nice big open space here that we can move extra stuff into. So I'm going to get rid of these. And then what we'll potentially do is add another ward in down here, because we did have a request to build one. We put it in and then we took it out. So we'll put the ward back in there. Got some items that they want us to fix. It's the window. So it's just a case of removing the window when I can grab it. There we go. Confirm that. And then we've got a little bit of a space here. And we can either put in some toilets or something else just to give us a little bit of a boost there. I could potentially put another staff room in. What I might do, though, it looks like a 3x4 room. Do I have any blueprinted 3x4 rooms? I think I might do. No, we don't. Well, never mind. What we can do then is we'll just design like a quick extra toilet or something to go in there. Or we could put a staff room in. Or we could actually put in our first very small student lounge. So for now, what we'll do is we'll put this in. And we'll just put the little kitchenette in. So that it's just in place.
What if we went back to school?
And then we put the fridge in, and then a couple of like generic sit-down tables to finish it all off. So that'll do for now. We will start our new year because we can't upgrade any courses by the looks of things. Yeah, everything's just a little bit short, so let's get on with our new year. And again, we will move ahead to the end of this year, see how we're getting on. I'm going to just train staff all this year. We're going to leave the rooms as it is, and maybe if we can hire in some new doctors and stuff just to save us some training time. But I am conscious that we do now have it as a objective that we need to complete. So we will just proceed, and I will see you at the end of this year. Alright, so at the end of this year, we now have 26 graduates. We've won another 7 awards, which takes us over our objective. We also unlocked a 16th plot during the year, and we have added a few more rooms in just to boost things in here. 4 more thumping therapy patients will see us unlock our final plot and complete our 2-star objectives for this one. We did a little bit of an expansion, and you can see things have gone a little bit chaotic in here. So we do have to do a little bit of recovery before we can begin our next year. So what I want to do is I'm just going to pop down a brand new toilet to fill in this little gap here. Or we might actually be able to fit something else in. Potentially a new student lounge, like a second one, just to boost things. No, that's not going to be big enough anyway, so we can get rid of that. Forget about it. We'll potentially... I mean, this dormitory was just something that I threw down very last minute. So what I can do, and what I will do, is expand this building right the way to here and match it back up again. Then we're just going to grab this door here. We're gonna duplicate, add another doorway in, just another side door, so that that pathway then links back up with the main building. which makes perfect sense. Then we will grab this dormitory here. We're going to move it down to this area once the building's complete. Then we'll add that back in. And that's done. Excellent. Then we'll grab this dorm here. We're going to move that now down to this area, giving us a little bit more space in here. We'll get rid of that meat wizard machine because I plan to do something else with that. And then we're going to move these kiosks again into a new area right next to these dormitories so that we can fill up the space, and then we're going to put some more dorms in that area there, and hopefully we'll eventually now have enough space to add in either a couple more treatment rooms or finally get that student union. I would also like to put a lecture theatre in so that we can show some student films. In fact, we can we'll put this coffee kiosk here, and then we can move these tables. I'm going to sell them ones actually. Get rid of them. Get rid of this sunflower and these bins. And we can do a little bit of a change around in here. Like, these benches are obsolete. They don't need to stay there anymore. Now here is where we'll put our new seating area. We're going to use the car tables a little bit just to add a little bit of an element of fun into this campus. We'll put in a couple more just general tables and stuff around here as well. There we go. And then a couple on this side as well. That's good. Then we'll get some bins. We'll use the frog bin. We'll put one right in the middle there. It's not quite in the middle, so I'm going to have to sort that because that is not nice to look at. Then we'll grab another frog bin and put it in the corner. Cool, right, that solves that issue a little bit. And then we've got a nice bit of space here to duplicate a dormitory and put it in just off center a little bit. I'm gonna move this doorway because I really want to try and keep things uniform, so we'll pop the doorway just to here. Now we should be able to duplicate this dorm and put that in place. Excellent, it does fit in. Got an invalid item there, I don't know what it is. It's the aircon, which I would like to keep in there because, you know, it's hot. We'll pop it down there. Perfect. Right, we've got a little bit of space there, so we can maybe put in another small room there. Or what we could do is add in a second student lounge, which I think might be necessary. Student lounge along there. Great. For now, we'll just put a sofa in there, but I will make that a little bit of an entertainment suite for our students, and I will also just add another little bit of length on the wall so that it matches up with the dormitories that are there and frames the extra bits and pieces we've got there quite nicely. So we are looking pretty good. We've got a nice bit of open space there, which I'll then put in some benches so that people can actually sit down. We'll add in this one, and then we'll put a couple that just kind of go here. So the objectives that we've taken now as we move into our 3-star objectives include the thumping therapy, 40% treatment power in 10 rooms, which we should be able to get without much issue. I can then expand this part of the campus down here, which is going to allow me to duplicate my treatment rooms quite a lot. We've got a little area here that I'm going to develop into a little bit of a quad so our students have somewhere to go to chill out and stuff that's outdoorsy. Here we have upgrade a course to level 6. Now if I have a look at my course points, I can afford to boost one to level 5. We'll take that, we'll grab one to level 5, boosting to level 6. If we get enough of an upgrade this year, we should be able to grab that one without issue. Level 16 students and train 5 teachers to level 7. But now I'm going to take those 3 objectives and we'll carry on going. These top ones are going to be a little bit more difficult to grab. Campus level 25 will fill up and then I'll just be able to nab that straight away, so that'll help. But I think for now what we'll have to do is we'll just add a bit of an extension on here. So we'll pull it down to this area, get it nice and matched up, and then I'll add in another door, another wall there. And here we'll pull this all the way along. Maybe we'll just have it end there, and then we can build like another outdoor space for our students. But that should give us enough room to expand and build some new treatment rooms. Right, that's good. So upgrading a course to level 6 shouldn't take us too long. Once we get a little bit of additional boosts to our campus level, we'll get some more points in, and then we can get that one sorted. So our dormitories are looking pretty good. We've got 4 more thumping therapy patients to cure, and then we will have completed the next set of objectives to get our 2 stars. So what I'll actually do is I'll just let things run a little bit, and I'll talk a little bit more. So the key things for this level are to just make sure that you're growing at a decent rate. Get your training up as quickly as possible. One of the things that I regret doing is not getting student lounges and student unions in, and also a lecture theatre would definitely be a very good addition to anything. I haven't got one yet because I'm currently sorting out my blueprints, but soon enough I'll have a blueprint designed, and then we can carry on with that one. It's been a really good level, this one, very challenging. If you fail those volcanic eruption trials when you are right in the middle of something, it can be quite difficult, especially if you're so close to completing an objective and it kind of gets set back. But there we go. We have just completed our 17th, 18th plot unlock objective, so we're going to have our 2-star objectives complete very soon. We can then have a quick look at the 3-star objectives, and I'll see what needs to be done to really boost everything here. I think training is going to be a must very soon, because we are going to need to, some of these final objectives. A+ grade students shouldn't be an issue. Developing the romances, that might be a little bit more difficult than it sounds. I'm going to grab that now anyway. And, oh no, not cure 15 patients in a row, thank you. The develop 12 soulmates romances. So what we'll need to do is have a look and make sure that we've got enough in here to actually boost relationships, which is going to involve adding in a few extra pieces. There we go, that's 2-star objectives done. And we've unlocked the injection statue, and our 3-star objectives are to receive 27 plots, which is unlocking all 9 of the remaining plots for this level. So that's going to be our next target. We're going to grab a couple of extra things here. So I'm going to grab this Tunnel of Love. We're going to put that down somewhere. I'm going to need to get rid of all of these, aren't I? Right, so the fastest way to get rid of stuff that you've put down is building a campus building. So we're going to pop a campus building down here. To remove all of those items, we'll just put a random door in there. Then that goes. Then I can grab this again and just sell it immediately. And then suddenly all of those items are gone. Great, excellent. Now, very quickly, we are going to build a nice little exterior item area here with some relationship items in there. So we want the Tunnel of Love to go in. That's a very important one for those final relationship levels. We'll add in the, I think this is a nice little item, so we'll pop this down. We can then put our mini golf back in, and a pool for outdoors. That's going to be nice, and then a little bit of a love swing here. We can then add in some benches like the love bench here. Pop a couple of these down there. And then we'll add in the tree bench. And I think that'll do us for now. We do have extra things here like the gazebos and stuff and the little deck chair, which will be really cool. But for now, this looks pretty good. Let's get some outdoor decoration in. So what can we put in here? We put a couple of nice trees in either side of the love bench and stuff, just to flesh out the area. Adding in a couple of different colours just to give it a nice little feel. And then we can put in a couple of topiaries and some planters. I think that's a good look to begin with. Then we'll add in a couple of these smaller weed-based things. Can we just do a little bit of decoration in our exterior? All we can do is add in basic paths. So I kind of want to leave that as it is so that we can get maximum use out of it. So that's good. Next up, they want live music still. We don't have a student union, and I don't think I can afford... Oh, I can afford to build one. So we will build a student union, and this will be one that I end up saving as a blueprint, I would imagine. So what I want to do is, student unions are really important, but they do have a couple of size issues. So what I want to do is, first things first, I'm going to build one that's quite long. We're going to make it a 10 by 5. We'll add our door in. Then we put the bar in here. Then add a table. I'm going to confirm that. Then I want to just move it into a position that's a little bit nicer so that we can actually fit other rooms either side of it. So that works, because then I can probably fit in a toilet or something down there. Then we'll go into our edit. We're going to build this student union live. I'm going to show you exactly what happens and how I want to do it. So the stage is very important. That allows us to have gigs and get more entertainment for our students. Problem is, it's rather large, so I'm going to pop it down here. And then what we want to do is we want to go back into our editing tools and we want to put in a partition wall to separate the bar from the stage. You don't have to do this. I just think it's a really good idea because it gives you a nice, like, it's almost 2 rooms in one. So we're going to make this like a little bit of a student bar. I want to grab the bar here and we're going to move it down so that it's level with the partition wall. Then we can fit in a few more tables. So we'll grab this one and just duplicate these all the way down so that our students have a fair bit of space with which to sit. Next, we'll go back to this. We're going to put a dance floor in right in front of the stage. And then we're going to have a couple more pieces of dance floor right next to each other, going all the way along and framing the dance floor quite nicely. I'm then going to put in a podium just in this area here. We're going to have it on an angle, and that looks pretty nice. We'll get a dartboard in right next to the bar. It won't fit, which is a bit of a shame, so we'll get rid of this table. Then we'll go back to our edits, and we will put the dartboard in down here. Then I want to grab a jukebox. That's just going to go against the partition wall, and we'll add in a frog bin there, another one here. Next up, vending machines. These are always good to have in a bar, so we'll put them in our like dance hall area, and then we'll add in a arcade machine in the pub, and we can put in a love trumpet in the pub as well. And I'll put the Claw Love machine on the other side in the main entertainment area. And you can see we're starting to really fill this out. Next up, I think it's time to decorate. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a load of band posters, including like Jasmine Odyssey there. We'll put down this one. And then we can also add in the band posters. So DJ Sous Chef, we'll put the Boogie Nights and stuff in, and a lot of other ones. Ripped Chords, Shoegraze, and then a couple of extras. It's such a shame we can't put posters on partition walls, but I think it would be a little bit too difficult to get it all kind of coded up. Helium Baboon there. I think that's a Jasmine Odyssey one. A couple of music ones and stuff going in, just to really boost it all. It's going to look really nice once this is finished. I think we're at prestige level 11 right now, which is good, and then we can put in a couple more music-based posters. And I think we'll get this one in, and then that should do it for now. We'll grab the neon sign. That's always a good one to put in. And yeah, I think that should do it. Oh, we can put in this little wall TV. We'll put that in the bar right there. Here? What about here? There we go. That goes in quite nicely. And then just to add a bit of variation, I'm going to just adjust where these tables are so that we can try and add plenty of space in for people, but also make it look a little bit less uniform. And if we can fit in a dining table, there we go. Right, that gets our student union nice and upgraded, and I will then save this as a blueprint. Looks like someone's having trouble getting to the podium, so I'm going to try and pick that up and just pop it down there. Or maybe they were trying to look at a poster. Right, okay, so live music. We can now set up an event for live music, and I'm going to go straight with the Jasmine Odyssey gig to boost our movement speed and give our students a really nice boost to their happiness. Now, this student lounge, they want this at prestige level 5, so before we jump ahead to the end of this year and see how we get on, I'm going to do that. And then you can kind of see how I'm building stuff and just boosting the prestige levels of various different rooms. So right now we're just touching prestige level 4. That goes up to 4 now. That's good. And then we'll add in a couple of posters. It looked like the Roderick Cushion and Jasmine Odyssey posters were things that the students wanted to see. And then because we are medical based, we'll go down and we'll add in all of the medical posters as well, just to stay on brand. Then I can probably fit in this one. That gets us to prestige level 5 anyway and completes the objective. So looking at our soulmates, we've got 1 out of 12 now already. The island want us to earn $100,000. Thankfully, we're coming to the end of the month, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. We're making a fair bit of money here. We now have 3 of 10 rooms at treatment power level at 40% treatment power. So we should be able to go back and just continue upgrading those rooms. We've got a lot of money, so we can queue up all of our upgrades as much as possible. We did earn our money there, as you can see, so we are blessed by the island, which is really good. Then we just need to make sure that we're upgrading all of our machines accordingly. We still have quite a few queued up here. I think we can probably get another face stamp upgrade. That is waiting for an upgrade. I think our janitors are just topped out. They've been asked to do a lot of work, and I think they're also training as well. Okay, so I'm going to jump ahead. We're going to get all of our training done and all of our rooms and stuff upgraded. So hopefully by the end of this year, we should be closer to having all 10 rooms at 40% treatment power, which brings us closer to our objectives. I can also hopefully upgrade a course. Let's just have a quick look at our course management. I don't think we got a level up, but we do need 40 course points to upgrade again. So I'll keep expanding, I'll keep upgrading, and I'll keep training. I'll see you at the end of this year. Okay, so we are at the end of another year. We've got 42 graduates with 77 continuing and an average exam result of 95%. We won 7 awards again, pretty much the same as last year, but we have now boosted our objectives by quite a bit. We've unlocked another 3 plots, and you can also see 39 of 50 A+ students graduated in that 1 year. So by the end of our next year, that'll be done. I took on the Cure 100 Patients task, which will leave us, once we've completed these 3, with Cure 15 in a row. Then A+ students graduated. We've got that one ready to go. Level 16 students, and get 5 teachers to level 7. So at the moment, if we just have a quick look at our teachers, we'll see how on course we are for that. We have a few that are at level 5 right now, but not too many are in that bracket. So that's something that we're going to have to work on. What we can do to get this done, though, is we can just have those teachers not doing any teaching at all and upgrade those levels accordingly. So that's something that we can do. We do have at least another year in this because we need to wait for that graduation one to come through. Probably should have taken that one on earlier because I was pretty confident it would be an easy one. To get the 3 that we've unlocked, should I say, we upgraded our medicinal school. We upgraded our medical school to level 6, which allowed us to unlock that objective. Then we got our level to 25, which was another one, and the 40% treatment rate on our rooms was completed as well. They're the 3 that we've done this year, but before we move on, I'm going to build 2 new rooms, and we're going to do that live again so you can see how I do it. We want to do a research lab now, and we need it to be a pretty good one. So we're going to do a nice 6x4 research lab here. We're going to put that in there, the door, and then we're going to add in our little research desk there. We also can put in the computer, but again, it doesn't really increase the research power of the room, and they're not actually needed. So we're going to go straight for the research computer to give us a nice little boost there. We don't want to put too many of them in, though, because they are expensive. So we'll add in a research console on an angle there, and we'll also add in the research panel just there as well. That'll finish off our research, and we should then be able to immediately start a new project to generate some research points, but we don't actually have anything unlocked yet, so that might be a failed island trial for us. The next thing I want to do is put in a lecture theatre. Now normally they're 4x4, so we're going to do that, but I'm then going to add in another wall there, because what I want to do is just adjust where the doorway to our student union is and get this against the wall. So we'll put in our lecture theatre seating there. We'll then add in the door. Now the reason I'm putting this in, even though we don't have lectures on this course, I want to use it as a cinema room. So we're putting these in so we can actually give our students some entertainment. We will still put the auto cue in because I do plan on using this as a general blueprint for lecture theatres moving forward. We can then add in the whiteboard at the back, and we'll put a bin down here in the corner, and the hand sanitizer, and that covers the basics. We are going to need a aircon unit in this one, but we're going to leave it for now and start putting in some posters to try and boost the prestige level. I'm looking for a minimum of 5 for my prestige in the room, so we will just try and put in a few posters and stuff just to bulk out that prestige rating, try and get that up as high as possible. So again, the posters are going to be largely hidden here, but we should be able to get plenty in to really boost the prestige rating of this room. That gets it to 4. We can just about squeeze another poster in there, I think. Yeah, that's good. And then we can actually add a couple in the room itself. And what I could also do is put a window in right there. And then maybe get a small one in there as well. That gets it to 5, and we will leave it at that. Prestige level 5 in our lecture theatre. So we will kick off the new year with a sci-fi film. And we'll also schedule in a Jasmine Odyssey performance or something, whatever we can put in. Egvos Cresley will do. That gets that on the go. And we will immediately start our new year. Let's go. So hopefully we'll get some people working in research and they'll start generating some points for us. But right now everything's looking pretty good. I think we'll fail this island trial, but I'm not too bothered about that. So we do have another year in this, which means curing 100 patients is probably going to take us more than a year. The A+ graduates are going to come as we get to the end of this current year, and then our soulmates will hopefully happen over the next year or so. So once we get these objectives knocked out, we'll be able to continue on adding extras in. So the ones that I'm looking to target, cure 15 patients in a row, we should probably take that as soon as we have the availability to do so. Training our staff, we need to get 5 to level 7, and then the level 16 students, we've just had them all leave, so we may have to wait until the year after to do that one. But what I will say, if you want to do this one quite quickly, you should definitely look at grabbing some extra, like plan out how you're going to do it. Try and get as much done as possible in a nice order. So actually we are generating research points whilst we're looking for a new research task, so we might actually do this. If I get more staff working in there together, we should be able to complete that one and hopefully satisfy the island quite quickly. At this moment in time though, it's looking like we're going to fail it, so we'll just have to be aware of that. But currently we're looking pretty good. Obviously the curing the patients is going quite quickly, so I'm pretty confident we'll get that one done. But what we'll do is we'll jump ahead until we only have a few remaining objectives. I don't imagine I'm going to add any more rooms to this unless, let's just have a quick look at our dorms. They're all good, so yeah, I think we should be okay moving forward unless I really want to boost the training and get some of that done nice and quickly. So let's go to the end of the year and I will see you then. Alright, so we've made it to the end of year 7 with 38 graduates, 78 continuing, an average exam result of 95%, and we have really nailed our awards this year. There's just one more, which is staff satisfaction. That's the one we don't have, but that's fine. 9 out of 10 ain't bad at all. Right, so the next sort of thing to do, we need to talk about what we have done and haven't done for this year. So we did the 100 patients cured, easy, and then we did our training of our 5 staff members. Now the problem we had with that one was our course management. If we just go over to the tab here, nursing, the max qualification level is 6, so we had to do all doctors here in medical school, which meant we had to tell doctors not to work in various rooms so we could rush the objective. That takes us to 4 left. Now I'm starting with curing 15 patients in a row, developing 12 soulmates romances. We will continue on with that, and the last one is it's going to be actually once this objective completes, which was the graduation objective. That's the 3. We only have the remaining 3 to do, which is going to be level 16 students, curing 15 patients in a row, and developing those soulmate romances. I'm not actually going to be developing anything. We're just going to let things go, and it's just about training our staff and trying to get these cures done as quickly as possible. So what we'll do is we'll go back to our training and we'll queue up a load more, but also we are going to try and get some events scheduled in terms of sci-fi films. So I'm just going to run them as much as I possibly can. You can see we've already got some scheduled in here. So as long as we've got enough money to book those in, we now have sci-fi films going on right the way through the year. I'm going to continue scheduling those in so that we have one sci-fi film going on every step of the year. Not only does it boost happiness, but it boosts the learning rate of our students as well. And hopefully that, combined with Boot Club, the ramen kiosk, and having a well fleshed out library, we should get these level 16 students very quickly. Now I did notice towards the end of year 3, our students were really getting there, and we're getting a lot more that have higher levels to begin with. So this should be a lot easier this year. Our soulmates romances are going quite well too, and it's literally just going to be this cure 15 patients in a row that we're probably going to struggle with, because the closest I got was 14, and then we managed to successfully kill someone. So that ended the happiness in completing that objective. But hopefully we'll get this early doors, and we'll only have to focus on the soulmates and the level 16 students. You can actually see here we're at 10 of 15 already, so we might actually get this one done. I'm going to upgrade some of my medical stuff for my students. There we go, we did it. Amazing. Right, one objective down, 2 more to go. It is literally going to be a case of upgrading our students and developing those romances. Now, you will notice I have put in a load of romantically based items in and around the campus, so that students should have more access to that. But if you want my advice, I would just leave this objective to the end, as well as the level 16 students. You're not going to be at the point where you're going to be able to actually fulfill those until you've really upgraded things well, trained your staff, and done a load more stuff. So what I might do is, if you're looking at Molten Rock to actually do this, I will lay out my tips for what objectives to unlock and in the order to complete them, because some of them are much easier than others and you can do very, very quickly. So that's what I'll do. You can catch that in another video, but for now, let's just jump ahead, because these are the ones that are going to take a little bit of time. And as you can see, there's not much else going on here. It's just a case of getting these objectives complete. We'll wait for the plot to unlock for that quick one there that we've done very early on. 15 treatments in a row was pretty quick there. I'm quite surprised at how easy that one ended up being, doing it at this late stage, so that is good. And yeah, our staff payroll hasn't really changed much. We do have, let's have a quick look. So I've managed to do this with 24 doctors, 10 assistants and 15 janitors. They don't actually have assignments. I've kind of left that open because I wanted to make sure that staff would go in here as much as possible to train. I will say though, it's a lot easier than training your teachers in the rest of the game, so that's pretty good. But yeah, we'll jump ahead and I'll see you when we're a bit further to completing this level. Okay, so as we reach the end of year 8, we have once again 39 graduates, 81 continuing, and a nice slew of awards. But we have yet to develop 12 soulmate romances, unfortunately. So we are going to have to stick it out for another year. We did finalize an objective to get level 16 students, 15 of those, and that was done. So all we can do now is run another year and hope that our relationships can blossom into soulmates. But if we just have a quick look at our overview, you'll see that we have a decent chance of doing it. We currently have 4 students who are sweethearts, 10 who are dating. They should hopefully boost up, and eventually we will manage to get what we are looking for here. But if these 4 can develop their relationships into soulmates by the end of this year, we will have completed that objective. My advice would be to take this one a little bit early so that it's not the last objective you're doing. Really what you want is kind of something that you've already completed to be your last one, so you can mark them and complete them instantly. So we are just going to carry on barreling through here. You can see the training queue's massive as well. We're getting that done. I added one more room to cope with a queue, and then we've got a few queues developing here, but everything's fine really, apart from the fact that we are in a mountain of debt, but we will solve that. That's mainly because we have started off the new year and we have sci-fi films galore in our campus, as well as the new student union gigs and student lounge parties and stuff. They will automatically take the money out of our account as the year begins, but we should be okay. We're not in any danger of being bankrupt or anything, although that would be completely unjustified if we've got this far and end up being bankrupt right at the beginning of the year. Anyway, let's jump ahead, and when I think I can catch our final soulmate developing, I will be back. Alright, so in a slightly underwhelming turn of events, we've just finished our final relationship. Now, that was a long objective. That's taken about 3 years, I think, to get up to the maximum of 12, and it's mainly because a lot of the students are busy. a lot of the time. So there's not a lot of social downtime here because they spend a lot of time in those rooms with patients. So I guess contact time with other students is quite limited. You can see everybody's pretty spread out here, so they're not walking past each other and getting to do those relationship-based stuff together. And yeah, that's why it gets a little bit difficult. But we have now finally unlocked that last plot and done our 3-star objectives just before the end of year 9. It's been a good run, actually. I'm pretty happy with how things have gone. The last couple of years have really they've just been working towards these objectives, training our staff, curing patients, and none of it has kind of impacted us. I could have literally left the game running for a couple of years and just let things play out, because things have just been like that. It's been a little bit idle, and we failed one island trial in the last 2 years, and then that was it. We recovered pretty quickly, but there we have it. We've unlocked the cubism bench, which looks like a really cool little item, and we have completed Molten Rock with 3 stars. So I think maybe another video on this would be a good idea, so I can maybe go through and break down the way to go through this and what objectives I think might be the easiest way, so you've got a bit of a pathway. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode and this level where we finally hit our 3-star objectives in Molten Rock. I will see you next time when we tackle Pointy Peak. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.